Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live stream for Super-Skill Pinball 4K. I'm here. My name is Jessa Morgan. I'm a marketing associate with WizKids Games, and I'm here with Eric Myers and V Muse. And today, we are going to talk to you about our upcoming game, Super-Skill Pinball. So, National Pinball Day was actually on Saturday, and we kind of wanted to start off your week with something fun and different. So this is kind of in honor of that, kind of just for fun, but we're really excited to show you more about this awesome game. So for the next hour, join us. We're going to be unboxing it. We're going to be playing it. We're going to show you exactly what this game has going on. So just a little bit more about the game. Super-Skill Pinball is a brand new game from designer Geoff Engelstein. If you're familiar with our game, The Expanse, Geoff also designed that game. The game is nothing like The Expanse, though. This is a 1 to 4 player themed, pinball-themed roll and write game that tries to simulate the experience of playing pinball live in an arcade right on your tabletop. In March, we actually released a print and play of the first table in the game, Carnival, and now we have another print and play for you. It's called Cyberhack, and if you look at the bottom corner of the screen, you'll see the link, wizkids.io/cyberhackpnp. So if you want to download that now, when we get started with playing it, you'll be able to play along with us. So this is a great game because you can play it over live chat with your family. It's perfect for those who love pinball but maybe don't have a table at home. So, Eric, why don't you take it away? Show us what's in the box.
Thanks, Jessa. Yeah, we thought we'd give you a quick look at the box. First of all, this is the Cyberhack print and play table that you can go ahead and get if you want to demo along and play along here. But let's show you all the awesome pinball stuff that's in here.
Great.
So first, we've got a quick start guide. So there's 4 different tables that you'll find in Super-Skill Pinball 4K. You can kind of see them teased on the front here. There's Carnival, Cyberhack, Dragon Slayer, and Dance Fever. And they sort of grow in complexity as you go. So you don't really need the whole rulebook to be able to dive in and play Carnival, the beginner table. So if you want, you can open the box, take this quick start rules, read it, hand out Carnival tables to everybody, and you're ready to start playing. And you don't need to move on to the full rulebook until you're ready for one of the more advanced tables. Just 2 pages. It covers pretty much all of the basics. It's a nice place to get started.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, we have the full rule book, which starts with some rules that cover all the tables, and then has these nice little themed sections for the different actual tables and what makes them specific and special. It starts with Carnival. And we've got the Cyberhack table. This is what we're going to be demoing today. This is what you'll get in the print and play if you go ahead and download that. We've got the Dragon Slayer table, the fantasy theme table, and of course Dance Fever, the disco theme table. And then on the back, we've got a high score sheet because of course in pinball you're going to try to beat each other's top scores. And of course, Geoff, the designer, is already at the top of all of them with 100 points each. So you've got to beat Geoff.
One of those like, make sure you used a pen because I can guarantee you write in pencil, then those scores are switching around.
Exactly. The other cool thing is there's achievements on here. So each table has its own kind of special achievements. So in addition to getting a high score, you can try to accomplish some special bonus, either like getting a certain top level bonus a certain number of times, or getting to the top level of like a hacking track on Cyberhack, stuff like that. So that's really fun, and that's just the rule book. Then we get to the actual tables. Start with, if you've checked out the first print and play, the Carnival table will be familiar, but now here it is in glorious color. The tables are pretty decently thick sheets of cardboard with dry erase on both sides.
Nice.
This is the Carnival table. It's got the kind of the basics, all the classic pinball bonuses. And then there's Cyberhack, which is, here it is in full glorious color. It's got all kinds of cool stuff that we'll be going through in more detail later.
Now, I will say, as a parent, because I have a box here at home too, I went through and I looked at this. This is gonna hold up to kiddos. I'm not even kidding, because it's a nice thick cardboard and the dry erase markers work. Now, if you've gotten some other games in the past, I know I have, the kids have gotten the game and they've gone to use it, and it's either you've torn up the cardboard because it's so thin, or the dry eraser doesn't work. It's not the case with this stuff in this box. Just wanted to mention that.
It's going to be durable, and yeah. So here's the back glass for Carnival. If you're familiar with pinball tables, they'll usually kind of look like that. So this is the back glass. Carnival is basically just the just the art and then the score tracker. But CyberHack is where things get a little bit more interesting. Here, there's actually a full mini game on the back glass in addition to the score tracker. This is kind of a push your luck run mini game, which is a lot of fun. Again, we're going to be seeing more of that in just a little bit. Next is the Dragon Slayer table. It's fantasy themed, all kinds of really crazy stuff on this table. You've got to build up the dragon's horde before you can actually fight the dragon to claim it. There's some other bonuses. You can always fight goblins and rats. You can also earn experience up here, where if you fill the different experience drop targets, you're actually going to gain a level. You can see that here.
Nice.
As you gain levels, you're going to learn different spells, which are different kinds of bonuses. Maybe the rat's worth more. Maybe you can raise the dead, get some ball saves. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. And of course, once you cast a spell, you can't cast it again until you take a rest. So that's this bonus here, is you got to take a rest to kind of reset your spells and be able to cast them again. The other side of this is the Dance Fever table, which has, which again is really exciting. This is definitely the expert level table. It's got multiple sets of spinners. It's got multiple paths down here, and the back glass actually has a miniature pinball table on it.
Oh,
so at some
cute.
point, playing Dance Fever, you're going to be playing with a pinball bouncing around the main table and a pinball bouncing around the back glass too. So things can get pretty wild.
So I see there that Disco Inferno made it into the game.
Yes.
For our fans, when we were developing this game, our board game team came to all of us and were like, hey, come up with some ideas for names for these. Here are the different themes. And obviously we have the 4 that we went with, but I remember one of the very favorite suggestions was Disco Pinferno. So it's cool to see that made that actually into the game.
Yeah, we love that. Yeah, that was a really, really good one. So we've got of course the markers. It's got an eraser, because one of the things that's kind of unique to this as a roll and write is you're actually going to be erasing things a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you complete a set, you're going to be erasing. You're going to be erasing that set, and whenever you clear your ball drops, you're going to have to you're going to have to clear the paddles in order to be able to fill them in again. Nice eraser on these. We've got the dice. These are of course going to be the dice that determine where your pinball moves on the table.
Mm-hmm.
They're good chunky dice. They got that nice kind of pearlescent effect.
They're gorgeous dice. I am speaking as Dice Goblin Woman herself. They are fantastic. In fact, I literally squeed when I opened up my box and I saw them, because I'm a dice snob. They're good dice. Like, these are nice and they have a good weight to them.
I feel like I'm missing out. I haven't seen it yet, but I cannot wait to, because it sounds gorgeous.
It's very pretty.
And then of course there's my favorite component, which is the Pinball Movers themselves, which are these little guys that really look like we just went ahead and cut a pinball in half.
Wow.
You can kind of see two together there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you're going to use to represent your ball, moving it around on the table. These really turned out phenomenally well, almost too well, because if you look really closely, I'm sure you can kind of see the rest of the room I'm in the reflection here.
That's great, but I think that's a really unique touch to a board game, because, I could very much see it just, a little plastic round, but you went that much further with the half pinball look, and I think that's a fantastic little touch to put on literally the board.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're really excited with these. It comes with 8 of them, because it's 4-player, and a couple of the tables will let you get multi-ball, which has which then you'll have 2 of them bouncing around. But the CyberHack actually only has one pinball because there's not a multi-ball. Instead, it has that that run mini game.
So theoretically, the game is infinitely. You could infinitely have a number of people playing it if you had multiple copies. You could have 8, 16, however many people playing at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah. You can have as many people playing as you've got boards. Mm-hmm. You basically just sharing the same dice results, gotcha. Which is a lot of fun, because mm-hmm. you've literally had the same results all game. The only thing that makes the difference between my score and your score is the decisions that we made while we were playing.
Interesting.
But it also makes it a really great game for playing remotely. Mm-hmm. If you've got your own copy, you can play together over video chat, or you can split up your copy, just give everyone, one set of components, anything like that. You don't need to be in the same room to play. And it also works great solo. You can play on your own, just trying to beat your high score, Jeff's high score, or get some achievements. So awesome. It gives you a lot of flexibility.
Awesome. So, Eric, as I mentioned earlier, in March we released the PMP of Carnival, and today we're going to be showing off the PMP for CyberHack. Can you tell us a little bit more about how CyberHack might be different from Carnival for the people who've played a ton of the Carnival print and play already and are excited to see the new one?
Sure. Here, let me get CyberHack going. All right, so this is CyberHack. Obviously, it looks a little bit different. It's a very different theme and setting, but a lot of stuff is going to be similar. The ball starts at the top again. It's got it's got these alleys that can get you a skill shot, just like in Carnival. It's got bumpers, just like Carnival, where you can bounce around for a couple of points. Normally, your pinball is going to drop from zone to zone, but here, you've just you can actually stay in the bumpers for a while. But in CyberHack, filling the bumpers is how you earn hacks. Hacks are very important. You're going to get these here, and that's what lets you get really high scores on your run. If you don't have enough hacks, you're not going to be able to get very far. It's got it also adds a spinner to the mix. Spinners is where you use the unchosen ball to fill in one of these spots, and it can end up being a ton of points. So here, why don't we just kind of go through what a couple of rolls looks like on CyberHack?
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right, so this would be the start of the game. So
yes.
The first roll here is going to be a 1 and a 6. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in this one. So if I can get all 3 of those alleys, I can get a skill shot, which will be really helpful later. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't give me any points. Then I'm about to drop into the bumper area. So here I rolled 2 2s, so I'm going to have to. I could drop further if I wanted. It's always your choice to keep dropping down the table if you want. But I'm going to stay here and get a bumper, which is worth 1 point. I hope I can stay on the bumpers. I can. So I got a 3 and a 5, which means I can stay on the bumper by going here. Mm-hmm. And I get another point. So the bumpers, you always have to move clockwise unless you get a certain special bonus, which is going to let you move either clockwise or counterclockwise and can fill the bumpers really quickly. But so right now I'm on that one. So 3 and a 6 is actually going to let me stay on the bumpers even longer. And
so Eric, how do you know if you can stay in the bumpers? What's the control on that?
Sure. So basically, what you're doing here is whenever you roll the dice, you need to pick a box that matches the result of the dice you rolled to fill in and move your ball. So you can see here that there's ones here. So I rolled 2 1s. So I just cross out. You can't move somewhere that's already been crossed out. Okay. So your options start to kind of constrict around you the longer that you play.
All right, cool. That's helpful.
Let's see. All right, so I got so I've been lucky here. I've gotten to stay in the bumpers for a while. So let's see. All right, I'm actually just going to go ahead and drop anyway. I could continue going, but let's see what else can go on here. So we're going to drop to, these are the drop targets, the drop target area. And there's 2 sets, hacker and backdoor. I'm going to, I really want to get those hacks, these little blue lightning bolts. So I'm going to mark one of the backdoor drop targets, and that also gets me a little point. You can see these little stars that are on each of the targets, in the middle of the bumpers, on those stars are points. So whenever you mark off a target that has a star or a star with a number in it, you're going to get that many points. So I went ahead and got that point. Finally, I'm at the paddles. So I rolled a 3 and a 5. So I am going to fill in this one and end up on the red paddle. So again, at the beginning of the game, you've got all of these paddle spaces open. So, it's pretty easy to save your ball. But the more you play, the more of them are going to get filled in, the fewer options you're going to have. And eventually, you're going to have to lose it. You're going to try to get into one of the out lanes because those will give you bonuses. But sometimes you just don't get the number you need, and you end up losing it, and then you go into the next round. The game is 3 rounds. You always start in round 1. You cross that off. When you lose the ball, you mark off the next round, and you start it again at the top. You'll also erase the whole bottom area, and on Cyberhack, you're going to erase the run area too. Anything with a dotted line, you erase at the start of a new ball. So I'm going to show you one more thing before we move to check out the Push Your Luck minigame, and that is the spinners, because that's a new feature that appears on a couple of tables, but is not on Carnival. So that's going to be new to people who are playing the print and play versions of Carnival and Cyberhack. So this is actually a perfect roll for the spinner because I got a 1 and a 6.
That's just a perfect roll in general.
That was really great. So the way this works is I go from the red flipper all the way up here, and I get to go back up here. So I cross this out because I got the 1. So you've got to get all the way up there to use the spinner. So cross that out, and then you use the dice that you didn't use, which here is the 6, to cross out this. And then I'll get 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for filling in the top there. These don't clear until you've filled all of them, but there's also a special bonus that let you erase the cache and start over because you want to get those 6 points as many times as you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The more often you can get those like high values on the spinner, the higher your final score is going to be. But let's say I had gone to the yellow flipper instead. And this sends me up to the run area, which is another set of bumpers. Here you can go in either direction, clockwise or counterclockwise. Let's say I've filled them all in. Let's say I got 4 hacks for filling in bumpers. Maybe I got the hack bonus or something. Now you're going to take your pinball, move it to this little spot, and now you're playing the run Push Your Luck mini game. So this works. If you're familiar with Push Your Luck games, this is going to be a familiar challenge, but it's really fun the way it works here. What happens is you roll your dice, and you check out the results. You're going to add them together and fill in that many spots here. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you take the so that's the sum that you fill in there.
Okay.
Then you take the difference and you fill that in on the trace bar. 1, 2, 3. So this represents you hacking the sum, but the difference represents the servers tracing you right back.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, this has been really, really fun.
I like this on 2 different levels because first of all, it's just the whole interactive factor of bringing it up into the second card, but also again going back to being a parent. Oh my God, the mathing that is happening right now, but still really fun and cool to incorporate. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of
awesome.
quick math, which is a lot of fun. So all right, so that's the basics for the run mini game. It can end one of 3 ways.
Okay.
You can choose to leave whenever you want and escape, and you'll take however many points you got at the most points next to a finished row. So I didn't finish the second row here, so I wouldn't get 2 points. I would just get 1. But the more you go, the rows get a little longer, but the points get a lot higher. So here we jump from 20 to 30, to 40 to 50, and then to 100. So the points can get really, really high if you can get far enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really cool.
If you get traced all the way to here, this little skull and crossbones at the bottom, then you're out and you lose all your points. You don't get any of the points you earn from the
so
game.
Complete wipe.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
the third way it can end is if you get to 100 points, then it's an override, and you just get those 100 points and you leave. You can't get more than that on a single run. There's actually a bonus that can double your run points. If you manage to override on a double, that's 200 points right there. So some really crazy bonuses can happen if you're lucky. And the final thing for this minigame is the hacks. So while you're playing, let's say you got like that 1 and a 6 like I got earlier. That'll give you 7 points here, but it means you got to take 5 traces here. So I would just use a hack, and then I get to ignore that dice result entirely and just wait for the next one. So as long as you have at least one hack left, you're probably safe. But deciding whether or not to use a hack, maybe you got like a 4 and a 6, which 2 isn't that bad, and that'll give you 10. But maybe you're getting really close. So there's a lot of tricky decisions here, for when to use your hacks and when to keep going. The other thing too is that since this is still a multiplayer game where you're all sharing the same dice results, one person might be in the run mini game while the other people are still bouncing around on the normal table.
That's so cool.
So it's like being in an arcade. Literally,
exactly.
like everyone's got the ding, 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 ding happening, but it's in front of their person as opposed to what everyone else is doing. That is so cool.
And you've always kind of got your eye on the other player to see what cool stuff they're up to. Whenever I play, I always feel like I'm like even though it's competitive, like if someone's getting really deep on a run, like I'm rooting for them to get further. So if you get those like double 6s where it's just 12 and no traces, that's like a real kind of cheering moment.
That is a very cool dynamic. I've never actually been in a board game where it's something you work off the same results, but you have different things happening for each person.
I really feel like that captures the chaos that's going on in an arcade, because like there's so much noise and so much light and everything's going on, and it's like that, but it's condensed down to the tabletop. And maybe this is just me, this is just a thought I had, but it could also be really good for maybe kids on the spectrum who can't handle the noise of an arcade, can't handle that atmosphere, but really like pinball, like the theme, and it's something that they can get that experience because it's right there for them.
It's very AFK friendly, but you're still getting absolutely. Oh, that I'm honestly like I didn't realize that's how it could function, and I'm just like in awe of the. I'm gobsmacked right now, people. That's really cool.
And this is just the second table. Geoff's got all kinds of cool surprises for the third and fourth in here.
So you really tried to nail down, and Geoff really tried to nail down how to integrate the theme as much as possible and have the most fun with it and have the most going on with it, to really capture that feeling, it seems like.
One more fun thing that I forgot to mention. This was on the Carnival Table too, but it's still here for CyberHack. It's on all the tables. Is the nudge and tilt mechanic,
The classic.
which is
the actual
exactly very true to the pinball experience of trying to like slam the machine into doing exactly what you want it to do.
Because you're never supposed to do that with actual pinball. No, you're not. I used to play pinball, so for me this is kind of like, oh, I like this.
So the way nudging works, and this is also really clever. So let's say like you didn't quite get the result that you wanted. You really needed a like let's say again that I'm here and I rolled a 5 and a 2. So I really want to use that spinner again and get those 5 points, but I can't because the 2's already crossed off. So I really want this 2 to be a 3. If I had a skill shot, I could just go ahead and turn it. Or if I had a skill shot 3, I can make it a 3 whenever I wanted for free with no risk. That's why skill shot's so cool. But if you wanted to use the nudge mechanic, what I would do is take the 2 and decide to say it's a 3. It doesn't change the die for the other people who are playing. For them, it's still a 2. But for me, I can use it as a 3. But I've got to write down the difference between the die that I'm using it as and the die that it was in the nudge here, and cross out one of these boxes. Then on the next roll, I'm going to hope that it's not doubles. It's not. So if the difference on the next roll is less than the amount that you nudged by, then you lose the ball immediately. You tilt, and you're just out. That round ends for you. So it's if you're the less you nudge it, the more the safer it is, but you're never completely safe. And if you want to do something like here, like a 1 and a 5, like I could have nudged it a good amount and been safe, but I wouldn't have wanted to really bet on it. So that can help you out in a pinch, but you can only do it 3 times in an entire game.
Oh,
Once you've done it those 3 times, that's it.
Ooh, okay. But I still think it's cool as a way to capture the whole tilt factor.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah. Real kind of really high tension for a roll and write, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll and writes are always kind of those games you associate with being really relaxed and like, I just want a chill night of gaming, but this is like, I'm so excited. I'm rolling these dice. Am I going to get the result I want? That's really cool.
It's a fast-paced roll and write.
That's what I'm saying. And again, like when you're playing this with a group of people, it's not just what you're doing, it's what everyone else is doing. So you get the tension and the panic of the group going as well.
Yeah.
That's a really awesome combination.
It's also interesting because you never know exactly when you're going to run out of spots or just roll badly or tilt and end up losing your ball. You can often end up on different rounds than the people that you're playing with. Like maybe you're into your second round while someone else is still racking up points on their first round, which can get like kind of really weird and exciting. But one of the things that's cool, like since the game is generally pretty fast moving, even if like you end up a round behind somebody, you're never going to finish the entire game like that far apart. Like you're never waiting around like for more than like 5 or 10 minutes, even though like you might end up on a different round. If you are like, it really gets that pinball. If you end up having to wait for like even 5 minutes, it gets that arcade feeling of like gathering around the table for the person like really getting into like the millions and billions of points and seeing how high they can go.
So Eric, do you think we could play a ball and see what happens?
Sure. Here, let's see if I can get us back
if you're playing along with us, we are playing the CyberHack print and play table. You can see a link to that in the bottom right corner of the screen. If you can't see it, it's wizkids.io/cyberhackpnp. Please feel free to download it, play along with us. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. We will answer them as we see them come in. I am very excited for this because I have not played this table yet. I played Carnival, and this looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I have never played this game at all. I've looked through the components, yes, but not actually played. So if you're new to this, then hi, you and me. We're gonna have some fun together.
Alrighty. So make sure you can see the dice results. So if you're playing on the print and play, it's exactly the same table, just a little bit more printer friendly. So you'll be able to go for the same kind of bonuses and targets that we're going for. All right. So you take a pinball mover. I know you don't have you may not have the super shiny pinball movers here just yet, but a coin, a token, anything will do.
I used a meeple.
Grab your pencil, place your token at the start, and let's get started. All right, so 2 5s to begin. So you can drop down to the bumpers or the drop targets if you want, but I recommend you start in one of the alleys. So just go ahead and cross out the 5 and 6, one step closer to a skill shot. All right, 2 and 4. So I'm going to go to the 2, but you can go to whichever bumper you like, or again, just go ahead and drop.
So I can take it down to that one towards the bottom, then.
Sorry.
So I could, if I wanted to go with the 4, I can go towards the one that's more towards the bottom left.
Yes, if you want to do the 4, you would go straight to that one.
All right, cool.
And start there.
I've lost my pencil, so I'm just gonna watch.
One thing I forgot: when you start, you should go ahead and mark off round 1.
Yes.
Because you're in round 1 there.
It is round 1.
Cool. All right, so that's perfect. So we'll see who gets to stay in the bumpers longer. And figure out who made the right choice there. Oh, and it's not me. So we got 2
so I
ones.
get to go up, right?
What?
I get to go up?
You get to go up.
Yay!
I do not. I'm already on the bumper with the 1s and the 2s, so I can't stay there. You got to move it. You got to move somewhat. So I've actually got to drop
Okay.
I am going to start by filling in the start of the backdoor drop targets because I want to get those 3 hacked.
Okay.
2 ones again. So I'm going to go here.
Okay, so then that means I have to drop down now?
Yes, that's right. You won't be able to stay on that bumper, so you got to drop down to the drop targets.
Okay, and pick something off the side, right?
Mm-hmm. Don't forget to take your point for that, so you should probably be at 3 points now.
Okay.
I'm going to lose track at some point. Oops. That was a 4. I promise. All right.
Sure.
6 and a 4. So I am going to go ahead and jump up here and start filling in the run bumpers. I'm not going to fill them all in yet because I don't have enough hacks to really get much done.
Okay, so does that mean I need to drop down, or can I stay on the bumpers for the midsection area?
If you are, so you can't stay in the drop paddles.
That's what I was wondering.
Section.
Okay, so I have to drop down.
Yep, you've got to drop down to one of the flippers.
Okay, that's 6 or 4.
Yep, so you got to cross out something. So you can cross out that 6 or that 4 to land on one of those paddles.
Okay.
You could go in the out lane with that 6, but that's I wouldn't recommend doing that just yet.
Okay.
But that would be another option. And there's another 4 there too. So you could go onto the red flipper if you want.
Okay, I went to the yellow.
All right, where was I? All right, so I'm in the run bumpers. All right, a 1 and a 3. So the run bumpers you can go both ways, which is so I'm going to go that way.
Okay.
And you can. Which color bumper did you?
I went
which
yellow.
flipper did you go on?
Yellow. So I went up into the run.
So
right?
you can go. Yes, you can go to any yellow element. You can bounce to hacker. You can go up to run, or you can go to the bumpers again. The bumpers also count as both yellow and red elements.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to run because that looks cool.
All right. 2 and 3. So I could start a run here if I wanted, but I don't have any hacks, so it's not going to go super well. So I'm going to choose to drop down to the bumper area, mark the 3 there. I get a point.
It's actually really cool to watch this because I'm reading it on the print and play as you're playing it, and so like watching and seeing how it's doing it from that way is actually really interesting. Trying to predict what each of you are going to do.
Definitely going to stay on the bumper there. So I get another point.
Now I can keep going around up here as long as I have a 1 or a 6.
For the run or for the bumpers?
For right where you're pointing right now.
Yeah, the bumpers you can keep going as long as you can move on to the next bumper with one of the numbers there.
Oh, I see. Okay, so then I'd have to drop down. Oh wait, no, I don't. No, I don't, because there's 1 there. Never mind.
All right. 2 3s, which is not the direction I'm going in, so I've got to drop.
Ooh, yep, same.
But I'm going to get another 1 of those. Get a point for that. Three and a 5. Go here. Right. 6 and a 3. So I get to do the spinners here. So up through here, there. Oops.
6 and 3. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And the stars, by the way, they're always rows of 5. So whenever you get more than 5 points, you can kind of count off pretty easy. I got 6 here, so I can just fill in a row and then mark the next one.
All right.
And I realize we didn't clarify this for anyone who's not aware. A print and play or a PNP is a printable board game. So if it's a board game that you can print out, it has all the resources usually that you need or the information how to get what you need. You print it out and you can play it. You don't need to do anything extra. And so, like I said, we've made both the Carnival Table and now the Cyberhack Table available to print and play at home.
So you got a 1 and a 3. Man, I've not gotten a single 5 or 6 when I've needed it on these bumpers. All right, so I can't do more on the backdoor side, so I will start on the hacker. This to get a little variety. All right, let's see. Another 6 and a 3. I'm just going to go here because it'd be pretty useful to get that skill shot. So if I get a 1 and a 2 here, I can get my first skill shot.
Ah.
Nope.
2 sixes.
Got a pair of 6s. So I can't get I can't get up the spinners. Even if I couldn't use the 6 because it's already crossed off. So I'm going to go straight to the bumper here. Get a point there. Try to get that. So the bumpers again are kind of the main way that you're going to get hacks. Every time you fill an entire bumper, you get a hack.
Okay.
You also can get them from various bonuses. So 3 and a 6. So I get to keep going on the bumpers.
Ooh, I do too. Cool.
Let's see. 4 and a 3. So I've got to drop again. But I can fill out another step here. If anyone's playing at home, has anyone started their run yet?
I was just about to ask that. Someone start a run. I want to see it.
3 and a 6. I've made that same roll a few times. I've got to drop here.
I'm going red for the first time.
Quickly running out of options. I'm gonna go here.
I've been favoring the yellow bumper on my end.
So one of the nice bonuses that you can get, so like there's a whole set of bonuses that you can collect when you finish these, and whenever you finish them, they clear and you can start getting them again.
Oh, okay.
One of them is was that not on this? Oh, Flipper Pass. So one of them is a Flipper Pass. If you have Flipper Pass active, it's active till the end of the round, and you can use either flipper to hit any element. So that's like a real pinball expert mode, where you're essentially passing the ball from flipper to flipper and getting to whatever element you want. Let's see, I got a 2 and a 6.
That is cool.
Sweet. So I'm gonna finish this bumper up here and get my first hack.
Ooh.
But that does kind of stop me from making too many circles in the bumpers. These don't clear until you've gotten all 12. That can get a little tricky.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
5 and 5. All right. So here, I've now completed the backdoor set of drop targets. So I get a bonus. I'm going to get the 3 hacks bonus. And I can't get that again for the rest of the round, for the rest of the game.
Oh, okay.
You'll notice those like the kind of hash marks mean they clear after every round, after every time you lose the ball. The solid lines clear after you finish the set, and kind of the rule book and the table makes it clear what are sets. And the double lines don't clear for the entire rest of the game.
Oh,
so if you end up once you've gotten that bonus, you can't get it again.
So you're done.
Backdoor was a set, so I get to clear those and go after them again the longer that I play. So let's see. Hopefully I don't drop here. I am in danger. 2 and 4. Perfect. I'm gonna use the 4 here.
V, how are you doing?
I just got one of my bumpers completely filled, so that means I get
a hack.
I get a hack.
Yeah, so just fill in one of those little lightning bolts.
Ooh, yay. Okay.
Exciting.
I got something.
All right. Now I've really got to hope for 3 or 4 here. I've got 4 hacks. That's, probably need like 8 or 9 to have a chance for...
Oh, you got 2 3s.
I did get my 3s. You probably need like 8 or 9 to have a chance at, getting the full 100-point override, but I think I want to go for it anyway. So I'm going to go because I'm, running out of spots on the flippers, so I may not have another chance. So I'm going to go up here and start my run. So let's see how I do.
Do it.
5 and 6. That's about as good a start as you could ask for. So that's 11 out of the gate. So I've got 5, 10, 11. But they trace me once because the difference is 1 between them. Oh, man. 6 and 6. Actually may have a chance to go pretty far here. So that's an extra 12. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so if I have no
11,
place to
12.
put a 6 for me,
You have no place to put a 6?
oh, can I go to the side with the back door
Which
from the red flipper?
you're on the red flipper?
I'm on the red flipper, so could I go to the 6 that's on the?
Yeah, if the bumper's full, if the alley is full, the only place you can go is here to the
That's, yeah.
to
Okay.
the OR of the backdoor
Okay.
drop paddle.
And that's because the red flipper matches the backdoor one. So if she was on the yellow flipper, she'd have to go to the left side where it says hacker, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And that can definitely be a bummer when you're on a paddle and you get like a roll, and you've got tons of open 6s on the yellow side, but
Nothing
nowhere to
on
go
the
on the
red,
red
yeah.
side.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
That was my only red. Okay.
All right, a 5 and a 2.
Okay, so I can go back.
So that is not a great roll for me because I'm going to have to take 3 traces for just 7 points. It is early.
And then what do you get if you have like everything checked off for the red backdoor section? Do you get anything for that? Or is that just...
if you've got all 4 of these checked off, you can take any of the bonuses in the red section.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so we can quickly run through those. So I took the 3 hacks to give me a better shot at this run. But the other options that you have here are erase cache. So if you've gotten like a few of the cache spinners still, like a few of the high value ones, but you don't want to go through trying to actually clear it all by getting the low value ones, you can just erase the cache here and go for those high value numbers again.
Oh, okay, cool.
You've got outlane ×2 until the end of the round. So the outlanes are the 6 here and the 1 here, which means you lose your ball, but you get a bonus while doing it. The bonus here is usually 2 points for every yellow flipper box filled. So it'd be 6 points for me right now.
Okay.
But if you've got the outlane ×2 until end of round checked, then that becomes 12 points. And then this one is bumpers ×2 and counterclockwise until the end of round. So what that means is that when you got that checked off, until the end of the round, the bumpers are all worth 2 points instead of just 1. And you can go both directions. If you see there's actually like a kind of clear arrow going in the counterclockwise direction, that activates that arrow for you. So you can go, left or right from any bumper instead of having to go, clockwise. So those are the different red power-ups that you can get once you finish the backdoor drop targets.
But
So
those go away once you use them for the rest of the game. So there's some benefit in maybe choosing to hold off on doing them if you think you don't want to get the double one if you think you're about to finish the round. And you're about to go into the outlane, there's no point in doubling everything from your bumpers, so it might be better to hold.
There is one other bonus, which is just 3 points, but that one is infinite. So as many times as you like throughout the game, every time you clear these drop targets, you can just get 3 points.
Gotcha.
If you've gotten all the other ones, or if 3 points just sound better to you than the other ones, you can always take that, and then it'll still be available the next time it comes up. So I've decided I'm actually going to take take this, even though it's a lot of traces, just because it's decently far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's early yet. I think I'm going to need those hacks more later. 2 and a 1. It's not very far, but it's just 1 trace, so that's okay. Not as good as my 5, 6. 5 and a 2. All right, so this is the second time that's come up. This time I'm going to use a hack to get rid of it, because I think there might be better stuff to use those last 5 safe traces for. And as you can see, the numbers are starting to jump a little bit more. If I finish this row, I go from 7 points to 9 points. If I get the next one, that's 12 points. So here's another 5 and 6.
Ooh, I can
Definitely
use
take that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now I'm already up to 12 points just after that one. 2 and a 3. Not perfect, but I'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 15 points. Pair of 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Look at you.
And
See, this is why I wanted to see
I
the
think I'm
run,
about
because
to
I knew something
drop.
cool would happen.
yeah. Oh, I'm definitely hacking this. that I think would be instant death for me. So I've got to clear that.
Okay, I don't have much left
See.
option-wise. Whoa,
Again,
jeez.
Man.
I think I just
The
finished
dice
my...
gods heard you,
Yep,
Jessa.
I just lost my ball. I
I didn't knock on wood.
So does this put me in the second round now?
You're in the second round?
If my ball goes by, right?
Okay.
Okay. So do I clear things out, or how does this work when you move into second round?
Yeah, so when you move in the second round, you cross off the round 2 down there to show that you're on your next pinball. And then you erase everything that has that hash like hash mark.
So the dashed lines get erased.
Outline.
Yeah.
It's everything in the bottom section.
Okay.
And on this table, it's the run bumpers as
All
well.
right. And I
should
will
point that out better. The run bumpers, then everything in the bottom section.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
2 and 4. All right, so I will take
Okay,
this
so
because
that.
it gets me to 30 points. But I have a feeling I'm about to be done. Oh, dang.
2 4s.
2 4s. 2, 3,
Oof.
4,
I
5.
have like one thing left to work with over here with a 4. Okay.
All right. Let's see if I can get. So I need doubles, or I need like one difference at the most, or else I'm out. No. So that would kill me, so I've got to use the last hack.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, I think I'm gonna drop out. So because yeah, like anything more than like one difference is gonna wipe out all I've done here. So I'm going to drop. So the ball goes back to there, and I collect my points. So I got up to 40 here. So
Dang.
go.
That's impressive.
4, 5, 6.
I'm totally playing this absolutely safe because first time around, so I'm like, I'm just sticking to the main board. Thank you.
And then you clear the whole run. So these, however, they stay filled in until the end of the round, even though it's a set, because they're the hash mark. They stay filled in. I can clear it with the erase run and get 2 hacks if I want to try to run again on the same in the same round, but I don't think I'm going to be able to collect enough hacks to be worth pulling it off, so I'm not going to do that. All right,
1 and 4. Ooh. Oh, I can do that. Okay. Is that 1 and 2?
1 and 2. So I've got to drop.
Oh, geez, I'm going to drop all the way. Yikes. This really does shift around, doesn't it? Depending on the rolls you get.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's kind of crazy to see it play out that way.
Ooh.
3 and 6.
That is it for this round for me. Right? I don't have a... No. So I can try to tilt to keep it up. Or try to nudge, rather.
But you could...
All right, I think I'm going to do that
Nudge
just
him.
because, like, it's not... or sorry. So this is still a 3 and a 6 for everyone playing, but I'm going to treat that 3 as it's a 2. Get 2 points for that. And end up here. And get some 4 and a 2. I'll take it. So I'm gonna go here.
Oh, where am I gonna go here? This starts because the second round, like, it's definitely changing it up. Okay.
So now I've completed the alleys, so I get to erase them and get a skill shot. So let's see what I need here. A 5 would keep me alive on either of these, so I'm going to circle that. Then I've got a little like insurance policy. 5
and 1.
there.
No, I can do that. I can move up. Yeah, I'll do that.
So Eric, you're getting pretty far along in points there. What happens if you run out of space on
So
the back
if you
glass?
get so this represents 100 points. This kind of track. These little stars at the bottom also each represent 100 points just in themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600. So if I got to 100 here, I would just fill in one of these stars, erase this area, and start over.
Oh, cool. That's simple.
Cool. What's the highest score you've gotten?
On Cyberhack?
In general, in this game?
Somewhere between 1 and 200. Maybe like 150, somewhere around there. I think it was on Cyberhack. I had like a run go really well like that, but I couldn't really get more than one happening. All right. Let's see. 5 and 4.
Okay.
So I can finish Hacker. Let's see. Do I want next run, next cash times 3, next run times 2? All right, I don't think it's going to happen this round, but I'm going to fill in next run times 2, so my next run can be even more exciting.
And that effect carries over into the next ball, or no?
I believe that does. I would need to double check, but I'm pretty sure that one does. That one does run over. All right, 3 and 6. So I would need to use my skill shot to stay alive here. So you try to get that 5 spinner. Oops.
Uh-oh.
And I got it. So go here.
Drop down all the way again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably the best the first round has ever gone for me. I'm feeling really good about this. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is so the 1 and 2 bumper is totally full, and I haven't filled these yet, so I've got to drop.
Okay, so I can do
I forgot to erase Hacker here. I think I'm going to go for another red set. So with that, this is probably going to be it for me. So only a 5 would save me here.
Did you use your skill shot?
Man. All right. So that's also 2 points for getting it in there.
Jeez. Okay. So do that.
4 and a 1. All right. So I get to finish that bumper.
Now, if I don't have a 4 or a 1 and I'm on one of the flippers, does that mean I just drop?
Wait. So you're already on a flipper, or you're about?
I'm on
to
a
go
flipper
to
right now, and I don't have a 4 or a 1 open.
Which color flipper are you on?
Yellow.
So the 4 bumper's full. Is the run full?
For 4 and 1s, yes.
And the Hacker paddles are full?
That have the 4 and the 1s, yes.
So basically what happens there is this is the classic where the ball goes all the way up and then drops back down.
Okay.
If you have another flip, if you have an open 4 or 1 on a flipper, you can use it here.
Which I don't. So it drops.
Then you.
So yeah. I'm in round 3 now.
You're in round 3.
Oh, okay.
Where was I?
Okay.
I was here. Oh no, I was here. I just saved there.
This is tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is tricky. So here I'm in. So I can only go here now because my 1 and 2 is full. That's full. But I do get a point for that.
Okay.
1 and 2. All right. So I have no more spots that are going to save me here. I managed to fill all of them, but I do get to get the outlane here, so I will take that. Then on here, I get 2 per filled red flipper box.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 6, 8. And then that's it for my first round.
You just finished your first round, and I'm on 3.
Yeah. I would erase this. Okay. I get another chance at a run here. I forgot to give myself a hack for that. And then I would, just start back here.
Okay.
So that's that would be a full round of Cyberhack.
Awesome.
That's crazy.
A particularly lucky full
So
round,
cool.
but that was fun.
I love how your first round and I'm already on round 3, so I definitely very much but it just goes to show how vastly different it is. It was the exact same roles, 2 different players. Oh my gosh, this is so neat.
Isn't it fun?
And it absolutely ebbs and flows too. Like I already took my 3 hack bonus. You haven't gotten that yet. So if you took that, your next round, your round 2 or your round 3 would be like twice as long as mine, so it does kind of even out overall.
Oh my gosh, this was so cool though to see that play out like that. That is
Awesome.
incredible. Yeah. That's like literally it's dynamic because again, I'm making certain choices with the rolls. You were making different choices and you're like, bing, bing, like I'm hearing in my head the sounds your pinball machine be making and mine's, womp, womp, like, reset.
It's interesting because I've only ever played this game solo, so I haven't played it with another person. So like to me, the roll solutions that would seem obvious to me, like they'd be totally different from what you would pick or someone else would pick. And so it was interesting to see how you guys kind of diverged as you were playing.
And that, like, I was honestly playing it very safe. I didn't dare to go up into the second board. I will fully admit that because I'm still figuring out the rules of this game since this is my first time actually playing it. But I still enjoyed getting a feel for the dynamics of where you go and how it plays around.
Yeah.
And again, the whole you were still on round one and I'm dropping rounds as it goes. That was unreal. But very cool.
I will say if this required actual reflexes, my game would have been much shorter.
Well, and that's just it. Like I used to play pinball all the time as a kid, so I'd be at that machine for a while. Like that was my jam. Okay, so it's funny to see how it changes up between. All right, I'm playing this on a board game, and I'm still getting that excitement of where's the ball gonna go.
Right.
But it's also learning how the techniques work for this game. It's not like, oh, I can just do this, and so it has the concepts carry over, but just slightly different ways. But that's fun. It sort of freshens up the game. Yeah.
Glad you had fun. So this was Super-Skill Pinball. The game will be available in early October. And as you can see, it's really cool. It's a really great game. It's a beautiful game. The components are, God, I just watching them in action, they're gorgeous.
It really is.
You have, the amazing boards. They dry erase so nicely. You have the beautiful dice. And then, of course, the little pinball tokens, which are so shiny and pretty.
Really, you can see my camera in it.
Yeah.
I can see myself.
When you're getting bored waiting, you finish your third ball, you're waiting for someone else to finish, just use it as a mirror. That's my hair.
How am I going to look coming out on top? No, I'm totally kidding. No, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for taking time to explain this to me, Eric. I had fun learning. This was
awesome.
Pleasure, yeah. A lot of fun.
Cool.
So,
We also have a fun little contest going on for this. Please, if you want to try and win a copy for yourself, do be sure to check out some information that I'm going to include here in the chat, and I'll also make sure that we are sharing this on the socials tomorrow. Right. But you can get a chance to win a copy of Super-Skill Pinball, and really all you need to do, along with making sure you're following through on the details that go in with the whole legalese of running a contest, is share with us here through direct message on Facebook, on WizKids Facebook page, your most fondest memory of playing pinball. And there are a couple of requirements that go into it, which again, if you click on the link, you'll find that out. It basically boils down to, like I said, send it in here, direct message to Facebook or the WizKids page. It needs to be no more than one paragraph, that is no more than 6 sentences long. This is where the English teacher comes into play here, so sit tight, kids. Submission must contain a story about your fond memory, and entries are going to be judged on the following criteria. Creativity, descriptive language, originality, and grammar, all about 25% of each. So have a little fun with it. Draw us into the story. We'd love to see your ideas shared with us in terms of your best memories, and we will announce the winner next Monday. You have until Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time to get your submissions in. But again, we'll have that up on the socials as well to refresh memory. But I highly recommend you give this a go and take a chance on it, because this was really fun to learn and start playing. Absolutely.
And V, to clarify, this contest is only open to U.S. residents, correct?
Yes, contiguous states, U.S. residents only.
Yes. All right, so once again, Super-Skill Pinball, it's available in early October, and you can pre-order it from your friendly local game store or pick it up there when it releases. While we do encourage you to shop local, we understand that given the current circumstances, that may not be possible. You may not have one near you that's open. So you can also pick it up at the WizKids online store. That's shop.wizkids.com. And the game is currently available there for pre-order, so feel free to check it out. Once again, my name is Jessa. We had Eric and V here today, and this was...
of course.
Sorry. And this was
Super-Skill
Pinball.
Yay!
Yay!
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thanks
Thank you so much for joining us.